This video demonstrates how you can use the keyboard instead of just the mouse to navigate the Dynamo menu. Once you launch Dynamo, typically from an icon on your desktop like this one, a login box or window will appear. You frequently have to raise focus on that box or window by touching or clicking with the mouse. Now that I've clicked it, you can see this heading got a little bit darker, and now I can type in. So I'm going to put the mouse aside now, put in my login, and then I touch the tab key to advance to the password. Now I'm going to enter my password, and at the end, if I touch enter, it'll push that login button for me automatically, and I've logged in without using a keyboard. Once the tree control displays on the left, you can use the arrow up and down keys to move up and down through the list of menu options. The arrow right key is used to open a menu, like the INQ menu here, and the arrow left key can be used to collapse it. The enter key is used to launch a menu item. So item inquiry is highlighted. When I touch enter, it will launch item inquiry. When I touch F4, item inquiry will close, and you'll see a blue background menu item which indicates that's the currently active item, and I can move the active item up or down using the arrow keys. Because there are several hundred menu options in Dynamo, many people find it quicker to simply use the search option. If I touch the tab key, you see the search box at the bottom now has a yellow background indicating that is what is active. So if I'm looking for warehouse location label printing, I could start typing in a few letters that start each of the words in the menu title. So WAR for warehouse, space LAB for labels, and I see now there are only two matching entries that have WAR and LAB in their names, in the titles. I can advance from the search box to the tree control using the down arrow key. So after entering a search, down arrow takes me back to the tree control. Highlight the one you want, hit enter to launch it, and when you're done, F4 to close. To clear the search menu and replace it with the full menu, touch the escape key. You can also advance to the little X that appears next to the search box. And once it is in focus, you can touch the space bar to push that X button. And that also is another way to clear it. If you've got a number of applications open, you probably will need to use the mouse here to select another menu item. So now I am using the mouse. I'm going to pick vendor inquiry and launch that. I'm going to pick AP invoice search and launch that. I can do sales order processing and launch that. So you see now I have launched 4 applications. This is typically done instead of a hotkey. The old menu hotkey has really been discontinued because it no longer is relevant, because now you can have 4 active menu selections at a time. The hotkey only allowed you to have 1 active menu selection at a time. You will have to use the mouse probably to select the desired application or to switch between them. Sometimes you need to select in the corners at the bottom. We also have some tools that kind of rearrange the menus. They're located up here in the Windows menu. And if I click Arrange and click Cascade, you see the titles are all visible again. You can also use Windows List to select and raise or select the desired menu option and bring that into the front. So now I can use sales order processing. The search box also can be used for the traditional 3-letter menu codes. So if I touch the tab key and move down to the search and I want to do customer maintenance and listings, for example, I can type in CML. It doesn't have to be uppercase or lower. And then I can hit the down arrow key, get to customer type maintenance, hit enter to launch, F4 to close, escape to clear the search results, and return to the full menu. You can also touch letters when you're in the menu here. For example, if I wanted to move down to the first to vendor inquiry, just touch the first letter of the menu title. So V is going to take me to vendor inquiry. Another V is going to take me to the next V, which would be purchase order maintenance or vendor maintenance. And then if I wanted to move down to, let's say, further into purchase order processing or purchase order receiving, I can touch P. You see how it moves down to the next menu item that begins with a P. One of the things you do need to use the mouse for is for your managing your favorites lists. So if you frequently use purchase order inquiry, you can highlight that with the mouse, hold the mouse down, and drag and drop it. It'll put it into this menu where you let up off of the mouse. So I'm going to let up now, and you can see now purchase order inquiry is in my favorites. You can also collapse these menus with the arrow and left and right as explained earlier. If you would like to hide this whole tree control, you can do that by tabbing to the search box and then tabbing to this little button here. And if I hit the space bar, it's going to collapse that menu. That's useful when you have a lot of menus running, menu items and applications running. I'm going to touch the space bar again to reopen that so I can select something from the tree control. So you still can use the keyboard for many menu functions, and hopefully with the advantage of the search capabilities, you'll be able to launch the desired menu item very quickly. Note that this menuing system also has roles. Roles would be assigned to a particular type of person in your business, like a warehouse staff or a salesperson or a counter person or an accounting clerk. And by creating those roles, you can indicate which menu selections and which menu items should be available to that role. And individual employees can be members of one or more role. That way, they only see in the menu those menu items that they're authorized to access. So a warehouse person may not be authorized to run general ledger or month end. It's very easy to remove these from their list. Contact Excelware support for more assistance on how to create roles to limit menu access and visibility. As always, if you have any suggestions for how we could make the Dynamo menu system more user-friendly, or if you're looking for a feature that it doesn't have, please let us know and we'll try to accommodate.